Hey YouTube, what's up? My name is Erin. I'm making a video series that's going to document my detransition journey. And I recently uploaded a video about coming out and detransitioning. I'm going to be sharing my detransition story on YouTube and on my social medias. And I'm in the very beginning stages of going from male to female back to male. So I came to this conclusion and decided that it was time to end living as a woman, a trans woman, that it just wasn't working out for me. And I will state up front that I did so much change to my body that I don't ever expect to get back to where I started. I started my transition in my early 20s, and I am now 33. I will be 34 in March. And transitioning was, for me, a second chance at life. I had literally a fresh start, completely clean slate, and got to restart my life. I feel like I transitioned because I was unhappy with myself in life. If I had to put a bottom line of the reason that I transitioned, it's really hard because it's mainly a twofold issue. The first issue is gender dysphoria. I grew up with it, and I've dealt with feelings of gender dysphoria. That basically means that I feel like I was a woman trapped in a man's body, as cliche as that sounds. But I felt that way almost all my life and couldn't put my finger on it until I was a teenager and going to therapy. I always felt this unease and incongruency with my brain and my body, and it was very hard, and it was killing me physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I didn't know how to live as a guy, and that leads into my second reason is I couldn't live as a guy, and I wasn't ready to be honest with myself. So I decided to run away from my problems that I had faced as Aaron for the first 22 years of my life. And I just got to start over one day when I started hormones. And I feel like that was kind of like just like any escape method, whether it's exercise, work, drinking habit, drug habit. It was a way to escape. It was a form of escapism. And I was unhappy with my life living as a guy. And it took me over a decade to realize that I know I can't change my sex or my gender, and that I'll always be a guy, that I've been a guy this whole time, but I have been in denial for that. And one of the issues I have, pardon this, I'm so sorry about the dogs. One of the issues I had with transitioning was I always felt inferior to women, and it was very stressful for me. So I decided to transition because I was having trouble accepting myself. Bottom line, I was unhappy with myself. In my journey, I met a lot of wonderful people, have some wonderful boyfriends, and I do believe that as a guy, before my transition, transitioning was a means of being with men and not feeling gay. I didn't want to come out as gay, and I felt like coming out as trans was a lesser of two evils than coming out as gay to my parents. I'd always been openly bisexual and found guys attractive as growing up as a teenager, but was unable to deal with my own homosexuality. So changing my sex to living as a trans woman or living as a woman was a way to negate that and make me not gay. That I think is one of the biggest things that I dealt with is trying to hide from my own homosexuality. And I still do believe I am bisexual. I like guys and I like women. So it's like I definitely have been bi my whole life, but I think I lean more towards liking guys. So I'm gay, and I'm in the process of living as a guy again, detransitioning. So that means I have to tell everyone that I know that I have built the last decade of affirmations of being a female. That means that coming out and telling my parents that I want to be called Aaron instead of Camilla, and that I want he, him pronouns instead of she, her pronouns, because I think that I'm being more honest with myself if I live as a male, and I understand that I can't change the way I look in just a week. It's just like my initial transition from male to female, if you want to call it that. I mean, presenting female, taking female hormones, feminizing my body, to living as a feminine man. And I mean, I haven't had time to purchase new clothes or order things. I ordered a binder online. I went on the Detrans subreddit, talked about it, and got some binder recommendations. So um, I'm going to start out with binding my breasts, because that's one thing that I feel will help me feel positive affirmation of presenting male. I think that I will have a big confidence boost when I'm able to hide my breast. Pardon me. I feel like that's the first step. I do believe that I will always present very feminine. And like the sense, like I just wore like a little eye makeup for this video, but I'm not wearing any other makeup or having long hair, wearing dresses. I'm not a transvestite. I don't get off to this. It's not a sexual thing. It doesn't turn me on or doesn't turn me off. It's literally what I prefer wearing. At the end of the day, rather, it's what I prefer presenting as. And I'm aware that I am a guy and I wear females' clothing. And I've been wearing females' clothing and I've been a guy for the past 10 years. I just never would admit that to myself. One of the whole big drawbacks of this is with my parents. I talked to my mom and dad about it, and I think that they think that I'm confused. They think I'm going through some sort of identity crisis, and I'm not. I'm coming to terms with who I am as a person, and I feel like this is just the next chapter in my life, and I'm coming to terms with who I am as a man, as an adult, and as a human being. And I'm also spiritually and mentally coming to terms with myself as well. I think my parents have worked so hard on accepting me as a daughter, and me being intersex makes that even more complicated. And it's very confusing for them, and it's confusing for me to an extent, but it's also a big weight off my shoulders that I can move forward in my life and be happy with myself the way I was born. That means not getting a gender reassignment surgery, the sex change surgery. I do continue on, and I'm still on my female hormones and my testosterone blocker. I don't think that I will come off of that anytime soon. Going on testosterone is going to take me some time. I have to see my gynecologist or an endocrinologist, someone that will treat me. I have persistent Müllerian duct syndrome, so I'm intersex, and because of that, it also affected my decision and impacted me to live towards living as a female, a trans female. And it's very difficult accepting my own issues or my own feelings or my own preferences. So living as a trans woman was a form of escapism. During that past 10 years, I've dealt with a horrible alcohol addiction, a horrible drug addiction. I've dealt with a lot of self-harm. I never cut my wrist before I was transitioning. I didn't do drugs before I transitioned. When I transitioned, I thoroughly ruined my life in a lot of ways, and the only way that I knew how to cope with it was escaping. And when I quit drinking 4 years ago, I slowly have becoming more and more accepting of myself as a human. And so quitting drugs and alcohol was like a stepping stone and a big milestone in my life. And it's led me to the path of detransition. So some people will say, well, you're obviously confused. You're still presenting female. It's not confused. I am confused. But what I am presenting is I'm presenting my feelings. I love wearing female clothing, and I love being perceived as an effeminate man. That's the best way to put it. My parents don't want me to detransition. Like, bottom line, neither does my partner. I haven't gone on my main socials and came out, like IG, Facebook, Reddit I have, and I've received so much love I think that this is going to be a slow process, and maybe in the future I will present more masculine. Um, I maybe will wear a guy's clothing, or like just a t-shirt or long sleeve shirt and a pair of shorts or something. Just starting, so I have to get back into this, and it's something I'm easing my way into. So I have a lot of comments of she's confused, or using my old name Camilla, or using she her pronouns when I'm Aaron and my pronouns are he him. And it doesn't sound weird to myself saying that. When I very first did it, it felt so unnatural, and it felt so contrived. Now I'm just being upfront with myself. The reason that I wear women's clothing, as I said, it's not a sexual thing. It's more of just an expression of myself, and I do believe that my soul is very androgynous, and the fact that I'm intersex plays into the reason I display and present the way I do. But also, it's just a learning process for myself. I do hope and I do believe that this is going to be the best option for me. And if I dislike it, I can always call myself a female again. I'm not making that many changes. I think when I get my binder, that's going to be my aha moment. When I put that on and look myself in the mirror with clothes on, and seeing no breast on myself, that maybe I will have a revelation and want to be even more male presenting. But hiding my breasts is probably going to be my best first option. Um, I don't know what to do with it, honestly. It's just like one of those things where I'm just going to take this day by day and ease my way back into it. I have had some feminization work that I can't reverse, like a cheek augmentation. I had a rhinoplasty. I had facial filler. I had my facial hair permanently removed. So there's like a lot of stuff that I can't change, and I'm aware of that. I don't want to go out and have a double mastectomy on my breasts to have them removed. I'm not ready for that, and it's one of those things where I'm just testing the water, and I'm giving myself a chance just to express myself with a male identity for the first time in like 11 or 12 years, because I have been embracing a female identity for closer to 12 years and on hormones for like 10 and a half or 11 years. So, I mean, it's a long time coming. It took me a long time to realize it, that I am a guy, and just coming to terms with that is something I've been journaling, been doing some prayers and some meditation. It's not easy, and I get a lot of backlash from my partner for it. I don't know if my relationship will work out. Should I continue living as a guy or a femme man, like a feminine man, a feminine guy, or a femboy? I know I'm aged out of the femboy stage, like I'm too old for that. But at the same time, I do enjoy presenting as a feminine guy. So um, I do enjoy it, and I'm happy with that. Um, there's just like, this is not an easy thing for me to do, and documenting this is not easy, and coming on YouTube and having thousands of people watch this is not easy. But I do believe that I hope to share this with other people that may encourage people that are questioning, was their transition really the best move, or are they really the actual sex that they identify as? Because I'm not a female. I literally thought I was. I literally thought I changed my sex. I literally did. I didn't. And realizing that I didn't made me realize I'm a guy still then. And when I realized I'm a guy still then, I feel like 10 years of stress was taken off my shoulders. I feel like I don't have to deceive anyone as far as my presentation in the world. I don't have to worry about if someone thinks I'm looks like a guy or not, because I do kind of want to be perceived as a guy. And so like not wearing makeup, or just keep toning my makeup down to just my eyes, or something simple. It's not like the worst thing in the world. I think transitioning, looking like completely male from the beginning to going to female, that was like a real awkward stage in my life. And I feel like that this is going to be a lot less awkward than the initial transition. If you have any questions about my detransition, or if you have any comments, please comment and please like this video if you've watched this far. It means a lot to me. I'm hoping my algorithm will pick up and more people can view this so that I can help other people through their journey, or be an inspiration if that's all I can be, or just be something that someone enjoys watching on YouTube for educational purposes. That's why I make these videos, and it's why I had been deleting hateful comments, was because I'm trying to make a safe educational space for trans and non-trans people alike. I don't, I should say I do disagree with trans ideology to an extent, but I do still support other trans people. I believe that there are people that truly do benefit from trying to change their gender to the best of medicine's ability and the best of their ability. I do believe that there are people that do need to transition, just not myself. So being on female hormones, well, how am I considering myself detrans? It's my identity. It's not about the medications I take or the clothes I wear. It's who I go to bed as, not who I go to bed with. I go to bed as myself, and I have my brain. I think through my mind. I think through my conscious, my subconscious. It's all my identity. It's not about what other people see. That's what the biggest lesson I learned from transitioning is. I am who I am, and it's not about what other people see. It's about what I see. And that's all that matters to me. I'm trying to talk in my deepest voice and making myself as masculine as I can, in that sense. But I hope that this video helped. Please comment and I will get back to you. Thank you all so much for commenting on my initial detrans video. I know I haven't gotten back to everyone yet, but I will. And I appreciate your comments. It helps me learn, and I'm learning about my audience, my viewers, and I'm learning about myself through this. So I'll see y'all next time, and I hope that this video helps. Bye.